Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Who's Your Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Who's Your Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, Who's Your Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
Welcome to episode 13 of Who's Your Trapper Outdoors. On this episode, we will continue with our semi-live, just trapping before work, you know, right around here, farm country trapping, which I think a lot of you can identify with. Want to thank everybody for the orders. Sure appreciate it. Whether you've called them in on the phone, ordered online, came in our shop, you know, overall, really appreciate it. And after all, that's what keeps all this going. So, if you haven't checked our website out, you might give it a look. who'syourtrappersupply.com. Super easy to maneuver, find what you need, and it goes 24/7. Reminder on the photo contest. The Who's Your Trapper photo contest. Show us your bottle. All the information is on the homepage of the website. There is a specific email to send the photos to, and that's on the home pages of the website as well. So just click on the HTS photo contest, and that'll give you all the details. So, and get an opportunity to win, possibly win a $100 gift card for your submission. So I think that's it. Hope you enjoy the show.
Check day three, Charlie.
Check day three. This place has definitely redeemed itself. So, of our 8 locations, this is the only one that's produced coyotes so far, and it's produced 3. And as we've said, last year it was just a dud. We scratched our heads still on it, but this year seems to be back. So, definitely pretty exciting to catch a double. So.
This set here yesterday had a possum. There was droppings near this set that were a little older. Connected here on the remake. We had a nice mud ball mess here, but we'll get it cleaned up. We'll show you the remake when it's done. The first coyote we caught 2 days ago was right over here on a flat set. It looks undisturbed. Top dog strikes again. All right, here's the remake if you want to come check it out, Charlie. He defecated over here, so we got some droppings. This little mound of corn stalks, that's where the pool of blood was after we shot. And we talk about that all the time. I just covered it up and went on about my business and made the set. I don't think it hurts anything. Might even attract some. But top dog strikes again. Had predator gravy on there. I'll have to go back and look at the notes in the car for the lure, but whatever it was, it worked. This was a remake off a possum catch yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that was a trash pile set. Plenty of eye appeal. Now it's only better, even better. So we'll take a look at what Charlie's got.
All right, here's the remake on the coyote that I just caught, and you can see over here, we got a really big catch circle showing up in this grass lane right here. So, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of disturbance here. Got a lot going on. So, I feel he's been digging. Got a little bit of blood over there. I'm not concerned about. Top dog, and I don't remember. I'm just like Justin. I remember what I put down here on Sunday when we made this set. Today's Tuesday, but I believe I don't remember what lure I used. But I used Top Dog, of course. Today I just remade with Coyote Carnage, which is always a good remake lure. But I don't originally remember what I put on here, and I have to go back and look at the footage. I'm not very good about writing down what I put in a set. So, but anyways, did remake with Coyote Carnage. So, got kind of a misty rain this morning. I don't think it's going to amount to anything. They're talking like 1/10 of an inch, so it really shouldn't affect anything at all over the next day. Tomorrow's supposed to be kind of warm again, so we'll see what happens. But definitely, this place is. Even if it stopped right now, this is definitely better than a year ago, and it's somewhat redeemed itself for sure. So yesterday was just, or last year was just one of those years where, I don't know, I mean, we don't really have an answer for it, so, for this location. Anyways, see how the rest of the morning plays out.
High five on the double. Yeah!
Trapping has been a lifelong passion of mine. Back in 1976, I started Hoosier Trapper Supply, and we've had the privilege of serving trappers across this great country for all these years. We carry a complete line of traps and trapping equipment. You can check us out at HoosierTrapperSupply.com.
Top Dog strikes on the thumper. We got 2 foot front foot catching that MB 550.
That is super committed. Yeah, both feet in the front, both front feet in the trap. So
it's funny, we walked up here and
drove up,
and he was sound asleep. We thought someone shot our coyote. He was just laying there, and then finally got close enough. He popped up, woke up, disturbed his nap.
Yep, he was sound asleep. All right, Justin's kind of fighting this remake here. We had just enough rain. It's kind of slicked things up. The ground was kind of wet anyway, so he's mudding it in basically. Still, certainly not. It's not at the point that we needed to pull the trap and put in a fresh trap, 5 feet away or 10 feet away. But so we're definitely remaking. I will say that our coverhole wax dirt covers have definitely held up to this weather. No problem at all. We're not getting a deep enough freeze at night. In fact, I don't think we're gonna have a freeze at night now for a few nights, but we're not getting a deep enough freeze at night that we have to worry about the trap freezing to the bed. So, which makes it certainly easier. But the coveralls are holding up well, and they're perfect for this kind of weather. In addition to extremely cold weather, and then just a light sifting dirt on top, and if you're gonna have a crusting freeze and a light sifting of the wax dirt on top, then that combination is working quite well.
Old wet dog.
Yep.
They smell better when they're wet.
Yeah, they do.
What do you know? Hey, 4 coyotes and 8 stops, is that it?
Yep, 22 traps, 8 stops, 4 coyotes. So pretty good day.
Yeah.
I had said earlier that it was Tuesday. It's actually Wednesday. I'm losing track of my days. But so this is still the 3rd check day, the final trap or final stop. Yep. Connected on this 4th coyote. So oh, and one thing, this set caught a raccoon yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So that question comes up a lot about remakes. Should you put a new set in and leave that one or pull that one? One coyote today was caught on a remake after a possum. This one was after the coon. So I mean that shows you right there. And we've been able to play with this for years because there's always us tag teaming, and if someone catches something, we always got a fresh set nearby as well. So always remake it. Set the remake.
Yeah,
do not hesitate that.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a domestic dog or a cat. In the rare occasion that you may catch one of those, reset it. The other thing is, generally the overpowering of scent is after you've caught a specific coyote, not so much a raccoon or a possum or something. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, remake those sets. All right, here's Justin finishing up remake up on the coyote. Trapped bedded in the original dirt. Then we're putting coveralls down. Then we'll put a little bit of wax dirt on top, blend it in to help hold things in place. And that's basically what we're doing, and it's functioning very, very well. I will say, last night with this misty rain that we woke up to this morning, we were thinking it was going to be possum fest, raccoons,
Possum fest.
all that. So out of 22 traps, we caught 1 possum. That was it. So 4 coyotes, no raccoons. Kind of interesting.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Get some more top dog in here. Got a nice deep hole there. They really got to work for it.
Kind of figuring that coyotes move pretty much every night, but there's some nights that they're definitely more tentative about working a set than others. I think Monday night, checking on Tuesday morning, we had a couple visits, but not much in the way of commitment to the set. And then last night, we caught them. So I don't know if that front coming through with the rain and whatever kind of got them moving or makes them different in terms of the way they work a set or respond to a set. But you will run into that days that you maybe get a little frustrated, or I don't get frustrated anymore about it, but it's when you're not catching or you got visits and they're not committing or whatever, just keep them in place.
It will come together with time.
Yeah, maintain your patience. It will come together. So
good deal.
All
I
right.
re-lured with the Vixen Elixir.
check day 3 in the wrapped up.
Yep.
4 coyotes. Good day.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
All right, Q&A. So this kind of is an ongoing issue. I've noticed that fur sales, when people show up that are relatively new to fur handling, their coons are stretched real wide, or they have stuff that's stretched too wide. When you buy wire stretchers, and this has also came up from a couple questions we've just had recently. So when you buy wire stretchers and they come from the factory, they're bowed out like this. So this is a coyote stretcher, and this is a coon stretcher. And when you get ready to use them, you actually need to crease the very top right here. You actually need to bend it. So bend it at the top, and then you get more of that natural shape. It's still got a little bit of spring to it, which it needs, but you get more of the natural shape of the animal that you want to stretch. So this is a number 4 wire stretcher, and this is sold as a raccoon stretcher. But it can also be used for fox, skunks, and possums. Now you may need to bend it in even more, for a possum or a skunk, or even a red fox, gray fox, which is fine, just bend it in. But then if you need a little more width for a raccoon or something, just put your knee in it and just bend it back out, and that way you can get that back to where you have more width. But the big thing is just to get rid of that bowed out look. Somebody put stuff on a stretcher and they don't pull them down. So for one thing, you're not getting the length, and you're getting kind of an odd shape to your skin. Excuse me. And so the length of the skin is the determining factor of the size of the skin. So that's very important to get that width down. Now you don't want to get too skinny either, because if you get too skinny, they'll say it measured 3XL, but if it's too skinny, they're going to bump you to 2XL. So there's you can't put anything by the guy that's end result grading the fur. So on the coyote stretchers, just bend them in, get more of that natural shape. There's a lot of debate about wire and wood stretchers. Personally, we use wire for coyotes. We use wire for muskrats. Coon, I actually bounce back and forth. For those of you that have watched some of the Fur Shed series or whatever, you know, if I got really nice coons and the market's good, put them on some wood. You can make them look really nice. They look really nice on wire too, but you may be able to manipulate the size a little better on a piece of wood, on a wood stretcher. But under the market that we're on right now, you know, just do a good job, have a good product at the end, and wire is just fine. I will say that in any production fur house, big fur buying places, they're all using wire. They're not using wood. There's no fur buyer that buys any quantity of fur that can afford to take the time to pin stuff out on boards. So they're all using wire stretchers. Personally, I think, this is me personally, I think muskrats look better on wire. They stack better on wire. Coyotes, because of the varying sizes, I think the wire does just fine. I think they dry better on wire. So there's pros and cons to both, but I'm going to lean more towards the wire stretcher than I am a wood stretcher, other than in some cases. The only thing that I'm adamant about on wire versus wood are mink. I think mink look a lot better on wood than they do on wire, but there's lots of mink stretched on wire stretchers too. But going back to the original issue, just make sure you get these stretchers creased in at the top to get that natural shape of the animal. Okay, so there's always this question about eastern raccoon and western raccoon, and right now the market's depressed. It doesn't, I mean, it does make a difference, but it's not a huge difference. But for those of you that ship to an auction company, whether you used to ship to NAFA or you ship to fur harvesters, there's always a distinction between westerns and easterns. And if you notice, and I'm sure you have, for those of you that have been watching this a while, and for those of you that haven't, this will give you a good reference too. The western coons always sell better and they bring more money. I mean, you can just bet on that. And I'll show you the main reason that that's the case. So this coon right here, we just caught this one in western Kansas. And as you can see, it's the long, and it's a little bit stained because it's caught late, and it's a little bit cast, I should say, but it's got the real long flank fur, and it's just got so much more to it in terms of length. The hair's super straight, just a much better coon than this one here that was caught here in Indiana. So this was that it just doesn't have that long flank guard hairs or hairs that the westerns do. So that is the primary difference. This one might be furrier than some, but this is pretty common for an eastern raccoon basically to look like that. So you can clearly see the difference between the two as to why a western raccoon is going to have more value than an eastern raccoon, particularly you know, when the market's good. So the hair is much straighter on the westerns generally, and it doesn't have that woolly appeal to it like the eastern coons. So and you may look at these and think, oh, I like the dark one better, or it's prettier, or whatever, but that, you know, that's kind of personal preference. That's not really what the fur market preference is. So right now, clearly we're in a depressed fur market, to say the least. Raccoons definitely are suffering price-wise, but that's beside all that. This is just the difference between a western and an eastern raccoon.
Alright, I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. Real quick, we got the new catalogs out. Sharp looking. You can get one of these if you request one at our website, HoosierTrapperSupply.com, or you could even call the number below here. If you've placed an order recently, you're already on the list. You'll get one with your order, or if you're on the mailing list, you'll get one. So keep that in mind. Also, please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, of course YouTube. Subscribe, share, do all that good stuff to support us. And don't forget about the Trap House podcast. And we'll see you next time.